The Constitution of the Republic of Uganda says every person is presumed innocent until he's proven guilty. My question goes, have the two, Alan Ssewanyana, Honorable Alan Ssewanyana, who happens to be a youth, and Muhammad Ssegirinya, who also happens to be the youth, have they been granted what the Constitution says? What is taking place right now, I can 100% say that the government is trying to destroy someone who is coming up to bridge the gap between the government and the youth, which Muhammad Ssegirinya was trying to do, our honorable. So, and you see, they are both in that age bracket of the youth. So the government should, when the government does whatever it has done, we the youth, we feel like they are letting us down.
Honorables. But they're not honorables only.
They're what?
We have so many people
In prison.
that are in prison that have never received any fair judgment.
Oh.
But because it's the honorables in the limelight, yeah, they're the ones we are concentrating on. But it's really so terrible, and some of us will run out of words to explain such things to the next generation. It is so unfair of the law, so unfair of the judiciary, yeah, denying these two gentlemen honorables. I would advise, I look at it in this perspective. If the intention is to incarcerate them, if the intention is to incarcerate them, why don't they give them bail for 1 week, and then they try them in 2-3 days, then they convict them and put in.
If at all.
But minus doing that, they are contradicting
Themselves.
They are contradicting the law.
Even the Banyankole have sayings, but this time it is the Baganda.
It is the Baganda.
Chenkola bannange, sagala bachinkole.
Chokola banno, twagala bakikukole.
Do you know why they say such a saying? Because human nature is imperfect. These two gentlemen, these two honorables, even when they have cases onto them, they are not guilty at the moment.
They're still innocent.
They are still innocent. Okay? I don't want to make the viewers think I am in support of them. No, I am not in support of whatever they are affiliated to. But at the moment, they are innocent honorables.
I believe police, they don't follow the policies, right? Then you as lawyers, you let me know. Police and policy, who is the father? Police and policy.
I think the police is the father.
Policy?
Why?
The police
The
can't
policy-
be the
No,
the
no,
police.
no.
I seek to interject.
Guys, hold on.
No,
I seek to
let him
interject.
conclude. Let
Let me
him conclude.
conclude.
With his praise.
Okay.
I am not a lawyer.
You're not a lawyer.
So, but in my
In your
understanding,
capacity.
I think the policy overheads the police. Why?
You think the policy overheads the police?
Yes. I said I think. Quote me. Why? It is the human beings that make the policies.
Do you agree, Nabakova and Bagala, for this kind of elections?
Yeah, of course, no.
Did not agree?
Yes. Because even the evidence that was adduced, it was hearsay evidence. She had that she gave out money. She didn't prove it.
When the judge asked her, please, can you produce your DRA forms? She said, I don't have any evidence.
Had.
Me, I say.
And in law, hearsay evidence is not admissible, except there is one exception, but I don't think it applies here.
Okay.
But I think that evidence is not admissible.
The problem Ugandans are having on taxes is not how much they tax, but the accountability of the taxation. Our medical services free. We pay taxes on each and every product that we use, indirect and direct. Do we have proper services here in Uganda? Do we have nice roads? These are the questions that come into play. There's a clip I saw circulating on WhatsApp. I don't know how true it is, that they're going to start taxing people with big stomachs. I don't know how
Oh my God!
is, but
We are protected.
So,
I don't know how urgent that
they're going
is.
to tax people with big stomachs.
I saw it circulating,
People.
Yazuura bino mu bisanja bisatu yazuura bino
awo okutte wafu ate wajjako wano mulanga abatasaaga zino channel z'olaba ez'abadokita n'abamu abalangirako obulango batya.
All right, good afternoon and good morning and good night. You know, we're in different time zones.
True.
So there are people have to say good morning, good afternoon. By the way, we are here with the youth frontliners. I don't know, why did you come up with that? Why do you call yourself youth frontliners, especially on the Flashlight channel?
Anyway, we decided that because we found out that there is we are lacking a mouthpiece.
Mouthpiece.
Yes.
So you are the mouthpiece of the speechless.
Yeah.
We are the mouthpiece of the youth, the voiceless youth.
The voiceless youth.
Yes.
Those are going to look at both political, social,
And
economical, even spiritual.
If need arises.
If need arises.
We have a son of a reverend on the platform.
This one, eh?
Yes.
And I'm a son of a bishop too.
Oh, good to know. Moderator.
So, a very good morning, everyone. We are here to present and let you know the issues that are happening into the country of Uganda. We're going to look at the current issues presented by youth frontliners. Your name's boss.
Wamtemba Ernest are my names. I'm profoundly humbled to be on this platform.
And you say an accountant. People who need this accountant is here. Yes.
Yes, I'm an accountant.
I'm Richard Tumsime Barigayomwe. I'm a legal scholar.
A legal scholar.
And an aspiring farmer in this nation, Uganda.
Youth is farming.
I'm so privileged to be part of the Youth Frontline. And I hope that whatever we discuss here, government finds more importance in it. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yes.
The only lady in the house.
My name is Mrs. Anita Mugabo, and I'm also a legal scholar. And of course, I'm glad to be part of this platform. And I hope what is talked about here, or what we discuss here, is able to bring about some change outside there on the government and on the youth, on the relationship between the government and the youth.
So basically for you, what you want is to make sure that the government is involving youth in all activities.
That big gap.
There is a gap now.
It should not be big. It should be bridged.
All right.
You see, gone are the days.
Gone are the days.
When people had no avenue to speak.
Now you have avenue to speak.
Now we have avenue to speak. My name is Mahanguzi Logic Barikudenge. I am privileged to be on the show. I am privileged to be a youth frontliner.
Youth frontliner.
The youth frontline is basically here to voice for the youth. It's basically here to voice that there are some youth that really look at things that happen into our beloved country that need not be ignored.
Do you think youth matters in Uganda?
Yes, the youth matter
All
because
right.
they are the voting power.
The voting power.
They are the
Yes,
backbone.
They are the backbone of the vote of elections.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. We're going to start from there. We are looking at the current issues that are happening in the country. It's unfortunate. Currently, there is this gentleman, is the youth, Ssegirinya, and Alan Sewanyana. Those two youths, I can't even define it. They've been denied the chances for, we call them, you are the lawyers. Is it called bail?
Yeah.
And even treatment, I don't know. So, I want you guys to discuss, to let us know. You as a legal lawyer, what do you think the government should have done? What does the articles and the policies, laws say about that?
According to Article 28,
Article 28.
Clause 3.
Constitution of where?
According to Article 28, Clause 3 of the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda says every person is presumed innocent until he's proven guilty. My question goes, have the two, Honorable Alan Sewanyana, who happens to be a youth and Muhammad Ssegirinya, who also happens to be the youth, have they been granted what the Constitution says? You know, a Constitution is a grand norm
Yeah.
that governs this nation. So every time I see us, the youth, aspiring to be, for example, lawyers, and then what we are aspiring to be is not being put into place, it breaks me, breaks my heart, and it makes me so emotional. I'm not here to judge and say the two honorables did whatever happened or whatever they're being accused of, but the government should be so sympathetic to give them a listening ear.
The government should have given them listening ear to them.
Should give them their rights, and then they prove that what they're accusing them was done. Because how will it look like in a few times to come when we find out that what they are being accused of, they were never part of it? Because we actually see, I can actually credit Muhammad Ssegirinya more than any other honorable currently. He had started bridging the gap between the government and the youth.
But do you think the
For
government...
example, I will draw back to the issue of
point
the
of
200
interjection.
million.
Point of interjection. Do you think the government is not interested seeing youth being so close to the government activities?
Actually, with what is taking place right now, I can 100% say that the government is trying to destroy someone who is coming up to bridge the gap between the government and the youth, which Muhammad Ssegirinya was trying to do, our honorable. So, and you see, they are both in that age bracket of the youth. So the government should, when the government does whatever it has done, we the youth, we feel like they are letting us down.
Oh yeah.
Because any youth who comes up to bring the youth on the front and is treated like that, it really lets us down.
Okay.
It puts us down.
So in your conclusion,
In my conclusion, I would like the government to really follow what the law says, follow what the grand norm of this nation says, Article 28 of the Constitution. But when you're there, you hear that they are trying to advocate for bail being scrapped off. The very people who are advocating for bail being scrapped off are the very people that are going to be affected by it. The MPs, the ministers, the leaders out there. Because this is the law. Any country without the law is nothing.
Any country without the law?
Is nothing. Because it is the law that governs this nation. If we had no law, we would be doing everything we feel like. And I don't think it wouldn't be a state.
We have the Fountain of Honor in Uganda.
Yeah, we have the Fountain of Honor who is actually stipulated by Article 98 of the Constitution.
Do we have the father of the Constitution of Uganda?
Yeah. We actually have the CA which brought the Constitution into play.
Does he think about what's taking place?
I think he thinks about it, but I think he's not advised accordingly.
Does he have advisors?
He does.
But
What do you say about that?
Thank you, moderator. I'm an accountant.
You're an accountant. You don't...
I'm an accountant.
You tell us.
But anyway, it is so saddening. You know, issues of law affect everyone.
True.
Issues of law affect everyone. It's so saddening to see honorables. But they're not honorables only.
They're what?
Okay? We have so many people
In prison.
that are in prison that have never received any fair judgment.
Oh.
But because it's the honorables in the limelight, yeah, they're the ones we are concentrating on. But it's really so terrible, and some of us will run out of words to explain such things to the next generations. Article 28 of the
Clause 3.
of the 1995 Constitution.
What does it say?
Presumption of
Innocence.
innocence. Yeah, the little thing, the little phrases I read about it. It clearly stipulates that you are proven, you are innocent until proven guilty,
Or you plead guilty.
or pleading guilty.
There's also pleading.
Yes.
When you're being forced.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yes. It is so unfair of the law, so unfair of the judiciary, yeah, denying these two gentlemen, honorables, bail.
I seek to interject.
Interject at the moment is not allowed. Let him complete.
Because me, I'll take it as it's what? It's the judiciary. Because if we have that clause in the constitution, why are they not out?
You're also asking yourself.
Yes, me, I would advise, I look at it in this perspective. If the intention is to incarcerate them, if the intention is to incarcerate them, why don't they give them bail for 1 week? And then they try them in 2-3 days, then they convict them and put in.
If at all.
But minus doing that, they are contradicting
Themselves.
they are contradicting the law. Yet the law is very
Straight.
straight clear. I was reading in the papers. I saw Honorable Ssegirinya being taken to the hospital for checkup, and when I looked at the pictures and the videos,
He was doing
the guy
that.
looks unhealthy. He needs serious attention. It takes us back to the bail. This debate that has been going on for bail, scrapping.
The court bail off.
Yes, removing the bail for criminals. Yeah, I don't support that.
You don't support that?
Yes, because it, like I said, concerns of law affect everyone. We are all victims. We are all victims. Tomorrow, I may wish to contest tomorrow. Okay, and in the process, I'm charged with how do they call it? Treason. And what not? And treason is a criminal. Is a criminal offense.
But I wonder.
Capital offense.
Okay, me, I'm not a lawyer,
Yes.
though I know elements of law.
Yes. So to complete my point, I really urge lawyers and judges to practice what they studied, to avoid such contradictions.
Okay.
That's why I was seeking an interjection, a brief interjection
Okay.
of what he was saying.
Briefly, just
The
a minute.
judiciary, as an arm of government, has done its part. I think you will take your time to play for us the clip where Honorable Muhammad Ssegirinya and Honorable Sewanyana were granted bail, and when they were getting out of prison,
Yes. But you go.
police interjected them. It intercepted the cars, it put them in drones, and they were driven to unknown places.
And what is the judiciary saying about that?
The judiciary condemned that act
By
calling up. Actually, they went back to court, and it said what police did was not right.
okay, doesn't
And
the
then
What was
judiciary-
the punishment into the process?
No. Doesn't the judiciary have power to carry on those the court proceedings?
It has.
Okay,
And it has done it.
Why doesn't
But
the
as we know-
judiciary try them?
As we know, they work hand in hand.
We've
Judiciary works with.
We've seen lawyers of Ssegirinya and lawyers of Sewanyana going to Masaka to apply for bail. Whenever they go there,
And bail is granted.
yes, it's granted. And whenever they go there, they don't.
Nothing takes place.
Nothing takes place.
Okay.
So to me, I want judiciary to make a statement
On the ongoing.
on the ongoing, a strong statement.
Because those things are going to affect us as youth in the
Yes,
upcoming future.
yes. Let them make a statement to avoid the contradictions.
Okay. Yes, I saw you are raising your hand.
You see, the Baganda have a saying.
I love you people, you are good at quoting. What does Banyankore say apart from Baganda?
Even the Banyankore have sayings, but this time it is the Baganda.
It is the Baganda.
Chenkola bannange, sagala bachinkole.
Chokola banno, tuyagala bakikukole.
Do you know why they say such a saying? Because human nature is imperfect. That is why they say such a saying. But as we learn to live in this country, we need to learn to be perfect. We need to learn to be sympathetic. We need to learn to
be
know
human.
that today it is me,
Tomorrow is
it is
someone.
you. The law is clear. Okay? The law is clear. And the judiciary stands. And it is supposed to follow the law that it studied, that it advocated for, that it has been into. These two gentlemen, these two honorables, even when they have cases onto them, they are not guilty at the moment.
They're still innocent.
They are still innocent. Okay? I don't want to make the viewers think I am in support of them. No, I am not in support of whatever they are affiliated to. But at the moment, they are innocent honorables. And to be a honorable is not something easy. So the constituencies they represent, what next for them?
Because they have no representatives at the moment.
At the moment, what next for them? 3, please, let us be humanitarian enough. These individuals are in poor shape.
Sorry
I have
state.
seen a sorry state. I have seen pictures. I want to believe the people in charge look at them. When you look at them, how do you feel? How do you feel to look at such a human being who was born like you?
Go through all that
Who
pain.
can tomorrow be your son, because your son can tomorrow be treated like that? We need to be sympathetic enough, even when we presume they have cases to answer. Yes.
But they are human.
But they are human. Even when they don't concur with your ideology, with them does not concur. But they are human. Tomorrow it is your son.
Or your daughter, one of the two.
Or your daughter. And when it is a daughter, it is worse. Because we know, we presume.
The mother of this nation is a woman.
And we presume that when it comes to the female gender, it is soft. That's what we presume. And if it is soft and treated like that, won't it die?
Okay.
Okay, so I urge the responsible authorities to really be human enough, to be sympathetic, to be understanding. Take them for treatment. Yes, they have been taken for treatment. Are they being really treated?
Is the treatment sufficient?
Because he is a honorable. A honorable has the capacity in this nation to be given first-class treatment.
Absolutely.
A honorable is not a man like me.
He's not a common man.
He's not a common man to be played around with. He has a constituency to represent.
You know,
okay? So we need to, just a moment. I urge the responsible authorities, please, even when you're charging them, yes, charge them, find them guilty or innocent. If innocent, release them. If guilty, convict them for a punishment or what. But
charge them according to the law.
According to the law. Lastly, on this issue, you see, the president of this nation has so many things to think about and do for this country to keep running. That is why the Fountain of Honor delegates all the MPs you see in this country, the MPs, they are his delegation. You get what I'm saying? So when you're delegated, if I delegate you to get into a meeting for me, I don't expect you to call me and ask me, should I say this? No. If I have delegated you, I expect you to be in a proper shape to streamline issues, cases, the way they are. These people are betraying him. These people are betraying the Fountain of Honor.
Sorry for interjection a little bit, but basically for our viewers. Do you think who is interjecting President Museveni?
Interjecting him on what grounds?
It's not a matter of President Museveni.
Yeah,
what we are discussing right now is not a matter of
concern
President
is,
Museveni.
does the President of Uganda, is he aware of the current situations that are running in the country?
Oh yeah.
So, what I was trying to say is, we need to let the law
take its course.
Take its course, because it was there before us. we found the law. Yes, we can amend it, but we don't need to go off the course of the law. So let the two honorables be treated in a proper way, because by virtue of being honorables, by default, they're supposed to be given good care in order to go back and present what they were voted for. Then we need lastly, we need to be sympathetic. Like I was saying, if today it is your son, I mean, today it is him, tomorrow it could be your son. Okay, so let us work to deliver what we were sent for in those offices, but with a humanitarian heart.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, that's it. Now, lady, what are you saying about that? You as a lawyer, do you think these people, they are supposed to be bailed out? They're supposed to be treated normally? They should be considered as an MPs? Why is it so that the government and our legislatures are not bothered?
No, actually, yeah, they are supposed to be treated because according to Article 24, they should not be, anyone should not be subjected to any inhuman treatment. If you deprive someone of their right to access medical services, already you're literally behaving in an inhuman way. You should consider the person, and these, as he said, these are representatives of certain constituencies.
They are representing
currently the affairs of they don't know what is taking place in their constituencies. Some work is on hold. Yeah, they should be, I think they should be granted bail, because even the constitution provides for it. That's because they have not yet been proved guilty, and they have not come up to take a plea of being guilty. So they are presumed innocent. They can be granted bail, then maybe they can come back and they are
just to interject on taxpayers' money. You see why youth keep complaining, taxpayers' money. So now, these two honorables, do you know the time they have spent in jail they are paid? And they have not yet done anything.
Hey, tell me.
It's not their problem.
They are paying them.
It's not their problem, but why are you... Why
do you pay them when they are guilty?
They are not yet guilty.
They are not yet.
If they are not yet guilty, then the government should have bothered
Why do you pay them, yet you're saying, yet you're accusing them
criminals.
of being guilty, of being criminals?
Okay, moderator.
So let's mind of taxpayers' money.
There's something you talked about. I want to clarify on it. You said it was in regard to, does the president know why
the issues that are taking place in his country that is ruling? Because I remember last week he said, people, you know, you voted me. You should. I don't know whether you heard about that clip.
Yes,
he said it.
Yes, there's something. There's this doctrine of separation of power. I believe that our president, our dear president, understands that very well.
And is bothered.
And understand the doctrine of separation of
power.
Of powers. And because I've seen him so many times advocating for, calling himself a democratic leader. And he is, you understand? So the doctrine of separation of power gives chance to each executive, the legislature and the judiciary,
to take decisions
independently. Okay, and the head of state knows that very well. So he knows that very well, that these two departments have to be independent. Now, on the issue of going back to the issue of Ssegirinya and Honorable Sewanyana, you see, they say it's in law. I read it somewhere that justice delayed is justice denied. Yeah. So
that's under the doctrine of equity.
So if the government has the intention of incarcerating these people, yeah, if the government has the intention, let them give them bail. and then try them, okay, 1, 2, 3 weeks, and then put them back in, or let them be.
And by the way,
that drives us back to
okay.
the
Now
point
my concern is we have two things. One, policy and police. So we must understand police and policy who came first. Police and policy who is the father of one another, because I believe police, they don't follow the policies, right? Then you as lawyers, you let me know police and policy who is the father. Police and policy.
I think the police is the father.
Policy?
Why?
The police
The
can't
policy-
be the
No,
the
no,
police.
no.
I seek to interject.
Guys, hold on.
No,
I seek to
let him
interject.
conclude. Let him
Let me
conclude
conclude.
with his point.
Okay.
I am not a lawyer.
You're not a lawyer.
So, but in my
In your
understanding,
capacity.
I think the policy overheads the police. Why?
You think the policy overheads the police?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I said I think. Quote me. Why? It is the human beings that make the policies.
It's human being who makes the policy. And who makes the police?
That takes us to the point of police comes before policy, because it's supposed to put policy into play.
No, finish.
It is the human beings that make the policies.
Mm.
Okay? And they make the policies to be followed and amended and instituted and worked on. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
So if you make a law yourself, you must be rest assured to follow it.
Okay.
All right?
Mm.
So that's why I think that these policies are above the police, because they have to follow them. They have to follow those policies.
Okay. Okay, that's it. Yes, the legal lawyer. What do you think? The police and the police who came first?
I think it is the policy, because the duty of the police is to implement those policies
That they made.
that have been put in place
Exactly.
By
The government.
by the government.
There's another question. Let's first agree into this. Policy and police who came first?
You see, the government makes a policy, and I suppose the police is supposed to put that policy into play.
But you know, even the police itself makes its policies.
Okay. Now let's hold on. We are going to understand that. What do you think? Policy and police, who is the father of the two?
I'll also pose a question. Allow me.
You're
I
asking
get
me?
back to you. I get back to you.
Yes.
Christianity and the Bible. Which came first?
Now, you're becoming another. Christianity and the Bible came first.
Yes.
I don't know, but I think it is the Christianity.
I think it's Christianity.
This brings us to the question of policy and police.
I would like to concur with Mr. Roderick
Mm.
that it is policy first.
Mm.
Okay?
If we, briefly, you've given it and it's clear. Now the question is, did the judiciary or did the courts of law take the action by authoritatively authorizing and affirming Ssegirinya and Alani, you go, Mugende, Mwejere, they've been bailed out? Did they follow the policy? The policy of the, I don't know for the
Mr.
word.
Moderator, I seek to intervene and say.
No, you let us ask you. Do you think they followed the policy or they followed the police?
The judiciary followed the policy.
They followed the
It's
police.
the policy. It's policy. Why? Because for it, as the judiciary, like we've already said, there is doctrine of separation of power. It did its part
Judiciary.
to see that these people are not in good state, and let's grant them bail, so that they go have treatment. If you're to bring them back and place charges against them, of which charges are already put, bring them back, charge them, bring evidence, prove it, and then you can,
If they are found,
if they are found
proved
guilty,
they will convict
you
them.
can convict them.
Okay.
But you see what the police usually out here, when we get out of here, you'll hear people say that the police people are inhuman.
But who is the police, first of all? It is government arm as part of it, isn't
The
it?
police is under the government. It is.
So which means the government does not follow the policies of what? Of the judiciaries. Okay, we may not continue from there. But that's it. We wanted to highlight to you the current issues that are happening in our country, and the youth frontliners have been discussing why does the government not follow its policies. We shall end from there. Secondly, we're having the really elections between Joyce Bagala and Nabakova, whereby Nabakova was defeated 80%. Bagala got over 60 votes and Nabakova got something like 15-20. And now she appealed that something took place.
That's a question of fact, because the law and the judiciary has taken its course by annulling the what? The result of the...
But Nabakova said, we shall have that clip. Nabakova said, don't have any evidence, but I heard she gave money out.
Moderator.
That is hearsay.
Hearsay evidence.
Is it an evidence?
I will not agree to that, and I have failed to agree to that. That Nabakova, Honorable Nabakova, stipulated it in the courts of law that
she did. She stipulated it.
Yes,
Can
but
you prove that?
under which context? Under which context? But still, back to those elections. The courts have announced
That the election was null and void.
that the election was null and void. Now, my concern is taking back Ugandans to polls, taking back people of Mityana to nasty polls, because between me and you, that election is going to be nasty.
Even costly.
It's going to cost the government money. It might cost lives of Mityanas, people of Mityanas. You understand? So why did you have to go? Why did you have to take? Why did the courts of law decide to take people of Mityana to the polls?
Okay.
What is that different that you are going to get from those elections? The story is always the same.
Because even the
People are going to
evidence
die.
she gave.
There's going to be heavy deployment.
A lot of resources are going to be spent.
Yeah, a lot of resources are going to be spent.
A lot of time is going to be wasted.
You understand? We have sectors that need that might need that money.
But is it even the major issue the government
the
should
issue
pay
we are
attention?
having, the issue we are having is putting politics first before everything else.
Good.
You understand?
As summarizing.
Not putting humanity first, but you put politics. And you know what it means, and you know what it means when politics enters into something. Between me and you, the re-election of this re-election we are going to have in Mityana is going to be
Bloody. All right, we are almost summarizing for today's program. Do you agree, Nabakova and Bagala, for this kind of re-elections?
Yeah, of course, no.
Did not agree?
Yes. Because even the evidence that was adduced, it was hearsay evidence. She had that she gave out money. She didn't prove it.
When the judge asked her, please, can you produce your DRA forms? She said, I don't have any evidence.
I had.
Me say.
And in law, hearsay evidence is not admissible, except there is one exception, but I don't think it applies here.
Okay.
But I think that evidence is not admissible because if she was sure that she did, she would have proved. But taking back the people of Mityana into that process of polls, it is costly. Time, resources of the government, which that money would have been used to do some other things.
That brings us back to the point of where I said there is a large gap between the government and its people. Yes. Why I'm bringing this? Why would Nabakova, who is already appointed a minister, fight for a position of being an MP?
Greediness.
I won't dwell much on that, but what Nabakova would be doing right now, if the money that is going to be spent on that election back in Mityana there, if right now she agrees, because she can sit down and agree with Joyce Bagala and say, now let's maintain the status quo and let's add this money onto the budget of the youth.
If they have Uganda,
yes, they have Uganda at heart.
If they are patriots.
If they are patriots, like they call themselves. And you see, Nabakova was a police officer, she was a policewoman. So these are the people who say they are the first patriotics we have in Uganda.
You
So
know,
let her,
If they have the feeling of the country.
yeah, if they are human,
Okay.
and they have
Me-
that humanity nature.
All
just
right.
in 2 seconds. In 2 seconds.
Yes, please.
Me, I'm coming to agree that the people who call themselves NRM diehards are not NRM people.
Okay, that's it. We are almost concluding. Did you hear about where the government has decided they're going to be taxing Entebbe Express Highway? If you're going to Entebbe, you're going somewhere else using that road, you must be paying some amount.
Taxation is very good.
Well, you see, what is happening this? The car you bought using that road, they taxed it.
Yes.
The fuel you're using, it is being taxed.
By the way,
Now,
by
you
the way,
see,
by the moderator.
Let's first hear from him.
You see, moderator, before we talk about taxes, I want us to first step back to the issue of Navako.
Eh.
She, constitutionally, she has the right to appeal.
True.
Constitutionally, she has the right to appeal. When you look at her history, police officer, was she once a teacher? Police officer, a teacher. Being a teacher, you have to be upstairs, so okay.
Smart.
So smart. So there are some things you don't indulge yourself into. Now you're a police officer. Police officers have to be judgmental to situations. Now you're a minister.
MP
Why-
then minister.
An MP, and then Nantava is up there. She's in a ministry, and she has been given an office to serve the people of Uganda. Navakova. I want her to sit down. I want, if she can listen, I want her to sit down onto herself and ask herself, do I love Ugandans? Do I have little children down there? Do I have relatives who are down there? The reason as to why we are called the youth frontliners is because we want to think for the youth. We want to help the youth reach where they are. There is no way on planet Earth you tell me you love a country and you're forcing it into going back in mayhem.
Okay.
You can't. The resources the government is going to use, my comrades have talked about that. The resources government is going to use to invest into an election, a re-election of what many people are not going to go to and vote. My Makiu, Mitiana residents are not just going to go and vote. They're coming with rage. And you know how the crowds come with rage. You know how they are treated.
So your advice on that?
My advice is, my honorable talked about that. Sit down and talk.
Work out a solution.
Work out
A workable solution.
A workable solution.
Only
Work
two
out
people
something.
without spending government money.
Without going to run to the president, run to another ministry,
Celebrating,
one
going to
run
church
to,
and
to judiciary, sijui, that nonsense. Sit the two of you as ladies.
And surprising, they are ladies.
Sit as ladies.
They are our
Come to
mothers.
an agreement. These are our mothers. Come to an agreement and say, you know what? In Mitiana there is a youth project. Instead of spending 10 billion, 10 millions and millions,
Open up a project for Mitiana youth.
and you see if they will not elect you again, they will not be
Absolutely.
happy
The
with
next
you.
time you come,
Okay?
They will love you. They will come you. They will
Hey,
welcome you.
d- d-
Okay, now
then
go
to
back
the
to the
tax-
point.
to the point
As
of
our last
taxes.
point of the day.
To the point of taxes, it is good to tax the country. Quote my words, it is good to tax the country. A country like Uganda, where we belong, where I belong, we should know our status quo. Our status quo, we presume we do not have the capacity to construct as many roads as Ugandans wish on our budget. So we need to run out and seek help like any other person would do to get something they need and pay back. Okay? So what government is trying to do, taxing the road, is okay, is good, because we need to pay the tax to maintain this road first of all, and to pay the debt. Because this is not our money.
So you agree the government should charge us times the way they are doing?
I said it is good to tax.
Mm.
Don't overdo it. Okay?
So they've gone beyond.
No, that's the story of another day. Let them tax, but let them not overdo it.
Okay.
Okay, then let them feel for the Ugandans who have little.
Okay. Yes, lady, what do you think about that point?
I think I concur with him. They should tax all the vehicles that are using those roads. Because if they don't do that, we very well know that that is the only way through which the government will get the revenue. So if they don't tax, how will they be able to pay back the loans? So they should tax so that they can.
But they should remember not to overdo it.
But still, if you don't pay back the loan, the next time they want to construct another road, where will they get the help from?
But are you, it's the most expensive road in the world? Yes.
Mr. Moderator, I'm 100% okay with the government
To tax?
taxing.
You guys, but
Every
you guys,
car.
it seems you have a lot of money.
No, it's
we
not
don't have
about
money.
having money or what. But you see, one of the reasons that road is being taxed, you know, we have a very huge debt by the funders of that road.
But they cheated the money. That man was not worth the road.
That one
But
that comes into
Into the law.
in that one we shall bring it on the issue of accountability.
And
You get?
if you say they
Me
swindled,
right
they were
now
not
the question
proven,
you've
they were
asked
not
me is
proven guilty whether they swindled. or
how
not.
do I see that issue of taxing the what?
The roads.
You see, the government, like we said earlier, we need policies. If the government puts taxing the road into place, at the end of the day, let the people who are doing the taxing give us an accountability of how much they have collected, how much debt they have paid, and what they have used the money for.
And the remaining debt.
It will be so painful if the government
To pay for
taxes
what
that
you
road
don't know.
and then that money is eaten by just a single member. You hear that people have swindled billions and billions of money.
Okay.
So me, I'm very okay with the government taxing the road. But it should also tax a reasonable amount that everyone can afford. Of course, by the mere fact that you're driving a car, then you're in position to pay. Because
it
you're
doesn't
not...
mean that.
Because...
It doesn't mean that
Because...
if I have a car,
No,
because...
I have
because
no, reasonably,
I seek
it
not to
doesn't
be
mean, it does not mean
intercepted.
if I have a car,
I seek to...
I
Mr.
have
Moderator,
fuel
No,
to
I
drive
seek
it
to,
every
I
day.
seek to be protected.
It's going
I
out
seek
of
to-
control.
No,
I seek
it
to be
doesn't mean
protected.
that if I have a car,
I seek to be protected
No,
if I
no,
have a car,
hold
it
on.
does
My
not mean
honorable
I have fuel
member.
to fuel it every single
Okay,
day.
let's facilitate. What are you saying?
What I'm saying, that his statement is wrong. That if you have a car, then you therefore can afford to do what? To pay. That is not what it means.
So you've heard that. It doesn't mean that whoever is driving has the capacity to pay. I'm driving the car with UBB because of it.
You're driving it, then are you driving it on water?
Are
Is
you
your
going
car
to drive
using
it
water?
on top of your house?
Are you going to drive it on top of your house?
But do you
Are you going
think
to drive it from your compound?
Even
No, 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 no.
Why are you
nonetheless,
tasking the-
even when you're not going to drive it from there,
yes,
you know, not every day is a Sunday.
absolutely. This time I agree with him.
Not every day
Not
is a
everybody has
Sunday.
got the capacity to drive a car that should be taxed.
That's
So
why-
are you
that's-
trying
that's why-
to say that the
that's
government
why-
shouldn't tax the road?
They've already taxed at more than.
No, they have not yet taxed. They have
No,
not
no,
been
it's
doing
not
it.
yet. It's
They've
not
already
yet.
cheated the
I'm
money.
saying, maybe if you tell me that when you pay when you enter in the road,
I'm using
you
fuel
shouldn't
whereby
pay
they're still
when you're
taxing
coming
me.
back. Yeah,
But where do you
that's
want
what
the government
that's
to get
how the policy
revenue
comes
over?
in.
You people.
That's
I
why I
may-
said the taxing should be reasonable.
Exactly. That is what
Reasonably.
you should say.
That you should have said should be
That
reasonable.
is the point I was driving to before Mr.
That is what you
Roderick
should say. That
intercepted
they should
me.
not overdo it.
Yes, what are you saying?
Okay, I still stand with my previous point that you cut me short. Taxation is very good.
Yes.
The reason as why my
As an accountant,
yes, the reason as why my brothers are fighting here each other is one, they're not looking at the taxation by the way. The issue here is on accountability. That's where this rage is coming from. The issue is on accountability. But with taxation, I can tell you Ugandans are okay. I am okay with taxation.
Yes,
but the issue
but
is
accounting.
on the accountability. If we had nice roads all over Uganda, okay, like where, like, I mean,
The access
when
roads.
when I was driving coming here, if I met around 1 million potholes on the road. I drove over 1 million potholes from where I come from up to here. So the issue is not about taxation. The issue is on accountability. Okay. Are we sure? Is the public aware that that road was built on loan?
We don't know.
That is now sensitization problem. If we are sensitized before the road started, that this road, if sensitization was there
Before
the road, that this before construction, that you know what, these guys the Chinese are going to construct for us this road, but they will
payments.
they will
Loan.
it's a loan, so we will be paying for it.
Okay.
If that one was done, number one. Number two, how much? Okay, they are constructing how much? Okay, how much? Three, I've said, if they're going to construct a road, sensation would have taken place that they're going to construct that, so that every Ugandan knows that that Entebbe Express highway has been constructed by a loan, and we shall reach a point where they start charging
The road.
the users.
Okay.
Then how much? Then for how long?
Oh,
Okay.
they should have clear
A
statements.
clear work plan, and we're going to pay for 10 years or 15 years or 20 years.
Not
but
paperless.
as it is, it seems it's indefinite.
It's a lifetime.
It's indefinite. We don't know the when to stop. I'm not
Okay.
read about that.
Okay.
You, my comrades will guide me on that. So, the problem Ugandans are having about on taxes is not how much they tax, but the accountability of the taxation. Our medical services free. We pay taxes on each and every product that we use, indirect and direct. Do we have proper services here in Uganda? Do we have nice roads? These are the questions that come into play. And these are the questions that bring about the rage that you see from the
Ugandans.
citizens.
Okay. You're well forward and the conclusion.
Yes, me, I would like to advise the government to sensitize.
Such that we can do things
Sensitize
before.
Ugandans on each and everything that takes place.
Okay.
We shouldn't be hijacked,
Ambushed.
ambushed. There's this tax now. There's a clip I saw circulating on WhatsApp. I don't know how true it is that they're going to start taxing people with big stomachs. I don't know how
Oh
urgent
my
that
God.
is, but
We are protected.
So
I don't know how urgent that
they're going
is.
to tax people with big stomach.
I saw it circulating.
People.
Whether it was comedy, I don't know. But anyway, things here in
more than
Uganda,
60
It's
some
more than
things,
60 kgs.
With
some
Uganda,
things,
everything is possible.
some things,
In everything is possible in Uganda.
some things come as comedy,
Eh,
yet
and
they are
real.
They are real. So I don't know how that will be achieved. Otherwise, some of us will be allowed to leave the country and seek refuge somewhere else.
Okay.
But anyway,
As a conclude.
Yes, my conclusion remarks are: let the government sensitize people. Let us know the
Now
government.
that's the
programs.
role of you as frontliner.
Yes.
You help them to.
Yes, let them sensitize Ugandans. Let them make us aware of each and everything that they are doing.
The same way they did when they were going to amend the constitution.
Yeah, let us be in the know. Let them not ambush us. You know, naturally, when you're dating, when you're dating,
Yes.
you start slowly.
Slowly.
You show
Till you-
interest.
don't
Then
rape.
You take someone for day, for dinner, for lunch. You become friends like that.
Absolutely.
So the government is not. This government is
Should
not,
use the
is
same
not befriending
system.
us.
They should first be friends.
It's not dating.
It's not dating us. They're just hijacking us. Imagine going to.
No, they're just
to a girl.
raping.
No, imagine that's too heavy. Imagine going to a girl and say, Anita, I want you to be my girlfriend.
Then that is first relationship.
You
I
start
want you to
slowly.
be my wife.
Hey, you
That
want to be
would
my wife. You start slowly, Anita, until she.
The
You
system must
understand?
accept.
Yes. So
Okay.
that's how the government should do.
Do.
would be
Okay.
Rashi.
Mine is a simple request to the government. The government should put up a policy and ensure accountability that is going to be collected through taxes
As a frontliner.
as a frontliner. And that will help us and will take away this doubt we have. It will take away the fight in Ugandans, and every Ugandan will pay taxes with no fear and favor.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Conclude and your remarks on that.
Yes, me I think since the period within which we are supposed to pay that tax is not fixed, it's not a fixed time like period, then they should reduce on the taxes, then maybe add up on the time.
Okay.
So that if they reduce on the amount to be paid or to be taxed, then the time will have to be pushed.
Okay.
Because the people are saying the amount is too much, it's a lot, yet the loan has to be paid back.
That is true.
Yes, that is
No,
true.
I don't agree with her on that. Because when you're given a date, you're given a grace period of payment. So unless otherwise you agree with the person that has given you the loan, but we don't know whether they can agree or not. Okay, so elongation of debt payment, you'll find that my grandkids will still pay, which is abnormal.
But then what do you want the government to do if you're saying the amount is too much?
Let them devise other means
I'm looking for that man.
of looking for that money. Those who can afford, please. But the government should be sympathetic at
Its
one
people.
point to its people. Let them not overdo it. I'll repeat that.
Okay.
Task,
So your relevance
as
as a youth frontliner, what are you advising the government to?
as a youth frontliner, I want the government to be in position to sensitize. I will repeat the same words of my comrades. To sensitize the youth about each and everything that happens into this country, because it is their country, it is the place they stay in, it is the country they love.
Okay.
Can I
And moderator,
supplement?
No,
Because
you want to supplement something small?
he's talking about the sensitization. Yes, it should be done. The same way they tried to sensitize the people or the citizens of Uganda the time they were going to amend the constitution. They should use the same means they used that time to sensitize the people about those various policies.
I love that.
okay, moderator, there's one point we didn't discuss about, but it's so lengthy. We didn't look about. We didn't talk about the double taxation bit, because I understand when if you use that highway
Express.
when you go,
They charge you.
pay. When you come back,
You pay.
you also pay. So that double
payment.
taxation, we didn't discuss it, but it is something.
The government
They
should
need
look
to
at-
make
that
to
is why
clarify.
I said don't overdo it.
They need to clarify.
need to
on
clarify.
that.
At least it would have been once a day.
Or maybe
Like
they give cards.
once you use it like that day,
Receipts
you
or
can use it
something
like
like that.
so many times. Now
All
imagine
right.
you make 10
10 routes.
routes. That's over 100,000.
They
a
should
day.
clarify on
So
that.
that double taxation bit, and that's what we didn't discuss about.
All right.
Yes.
And therefore, for that reason, no, we may not continue from here today, but it has been very nice talk show with these youth frontliners, and a lot are still left behind. We've not talked about the germination of bombs nowadays. You've heard them, the vaccination of the university students where you are.
Oh, I would like to thank one person.
Whom would you want to
I would
thank?
like to thank the Kabaka
Kabaka of
of Uganda.
Of Uganda.
Yes. You saw what he did. He called his people to go and take vaccination from the palace. I think if you saw on the news the amount of the magnitude of people that went there for vaccination.
a credit to His Majesty.
And I want to
Uganda government.
shortly. I want Ugandans who are known to do the same thing the Kabaka did.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They should pick
for
a leaf.
instance, they should pick a leaf. For instance, is Bobby Wine vaccinated?
I don't know.
If he feels he has
Besigye-
numbers,
is
is
Besigye
Besigye vaccinated?
But I'm sure the president is vaccinated.
The president is vaccinated. It was in the limelight.
If Bobby
If
Wine
Bobby
has
Wine
love,
has love for Ugandans, let him go and
Patriots.
say,
Call and now
Ugandans
Kamocha in
in Kamocha. Call
The
them,
ghetto
pick a
people,
leaf,
they-
because Si mubanda wa kabaka.
Mubanda wa kabaka.
Akope kabaka we.
If the kabaka has done it, why can't
Why
Bobi
can't
do
we
it?
do
Why do it?
All right.
The same applies to
Everyone and every leader.
And even you also.
And also your youth, call your fellow youth.
Good president of.
We call upon the youth out there to go and get themselves vaccinated.
We need the economy.
That is what the sensitization of you youth, and that's the information you can add to the public of Uganda, and that's the information you can do all those.
Next year.
Yep. So for God and our country,
As our motto.
and for the love of youth frontliners, we love you, everyone, all our viewers, and all our listeners, and those are watching us right now all over the globe. We wish you the most very important moment. We've not talked about the bombs because they are germinating. Those are security issues. We leave for them.
The issues of the generals.
Hey, we leave the issues of the generals. See you us next time. Some station, some people by God's grace.
Amen. Same time.
As we've told you, it's a new program, Youth Frontliners. We have to articulate issues that where we want our fellow youth to be involved in this government of Uganda. All policies, but I've loved the way you've brought on about legal issues. Maybe these lawyers, they don't know them. They may borrow a leaf from us. And I call upon those who can to take care of our sponsoring this talk show. If you're there, please come and do that. God bless you. See you next time. I call upon those sponsors to take care of this program because most others are students, others they've finished, so they're trying to help youth to be involved in every project and a program that is taking place. And also we call upon all over the government officials. If you think what you're doing is worth that, you're welcome. Without forgetting our Jaja Nopmukia Rugaba, who is apparently going to be operated, and we told you last time, please kindly everyone call that person, involve, help, and take care of him. And not to forget medical care clinic of Kawempe. Those are ready to move with us, and Haji Kabogoza. Please, God bless you, everyone. See you next time, and bye-bye. I remain as your host, Dr. Ahewa Rogers, today's program, with all my clients within me here. God bless you. See you next time. Bye-bye.
yazuura bino mu bisanja bisatu yazuura bino
awokutte wafu ate wajjako wano mulanga abatasaaga zino channel z'olaba ez'abadokita n'abamu abalangirako obulango batya